Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today is making with the manufacturers and also day 3 of 30 days of sketches. So I don't know what the sketch looks like because I haven't looked at it yet, but I am going to pull out the next set of papers in my Making with the Manufacturers series. So last time we did this, we did junkets. So let's see what I have next. So after junkets, I have, okay, well, after junkets, I have Kaisercraft. And I literally have one sheet of Kaisercraft. And it is this beautiful purple and blue floral on one side and a purple and kind of creamy white distressed on the other. And since I am making my way through the manufacturers, since Kaisercraft is next, this is what I'm going to scrapbook with. Obviously, I'm going to bring in some other things because I can't complete an entire layout with one sheet of paper. I don't know if I'm going to fussy cut these or what yet. I guess it depends on the sketch. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I'm going to start out with the Kaisercraft paper, and this is an absolute gorgeous paper, you guys. I wish I would have paid attention and saw the branding strip if it had a year on it, but I didn't think about that until just now. But I love this paper. It is beautiful, gorgeous, and that's a Jimmy Neutron reference if anybody ever watched the cartoon Jimmy Neutron. So I am going to fussy cut out these flowers, and I'm not going to fussy cut every single flower. I picked which ones I felt were going to work on the layout. And all in all, I think I did a pretty good job. I ended up having to cut out one more flower, so I still have a couple of flowers left. And normally, with Making with the Manufacturers, after I finish using that sheet of paper, most of the time it gets tossed in the bin. Right? Like, straight up honest moment right there. But I'm not tossing these flowers in the bin. I think I'm actually going to fussy cut them and use them on another layout. I actually still have a couple of photos left over that didn't make it onto this layout. So I might just scrapbook a companion page to this using the kind of same products and go ahead and do that. So this is Lana. While she's off at college, she went to Fine Arts, which is, they have a play or a concert or something, and all the kids get dressed up and go to it. So this is her with her friend group, and they were having themselves a grand old time. Now, Lana likes to make faces, and there are a couple photos I didn't even bring in because of the faces she's making, but one of the faces I stuck on this layout because I thought it was hilarious with the title, which is Never Let Anyone Dull Your Sparkle. So I figured that had to happen. Now, I really wanted these pictures where she was kind of doing this hand thing with these dudes on the layout, but like I said, not all of them made it. So some of them made it, some of them did not. Now, I am going to trim down the photos. I'm not trimming them down exactly like Susan's sketch, and I didn't even show you guys the sketch. It'll be up in the left-hand corner, hopefully, if I remember to do it. And this sketch is by Susan L. It does call for multiple photos, which is awesome. Because quite honestly, I'm not always a multi-photo scrapbooker. I have evolved in my scrapbooking, and I like to do pretty much 4x6 photos and, you know, 1 or 2, sometimes 3 on a page. I also like 4x4 photos because I feel I can pop a couple of those on a page. But you guys, I am not in the business anymore of fitting as many photos as I can on a page. And if I have a lot of photos where I want them all on a layout, I usually end up doing multiple layouts, or I go ahead and do a 12 by 24 canvas, which will be happening soon with some of these Punta Cana photos, because I'm almost finished with the ones that I want to scrapbook, and that'll be a double page. But anyway, I'm getting away from this layout. So like I said, I am cutting up the photos, and this is not how I end up placing the photos. I ended up switching them up. So this is the face where I thought, you know what, that had to make it on the layout because I find it hilarious with the title. I just do. So now I'm going to trim that one down and figure out where I want the florals. And in the sketch, I kind of feel like it could be a cut file. Like that's the whole vibe I'm getting off of it. But I figured these florals would be pretty awesome. Now I am going to go ahead and use my sorry, ouch, just got pain in my side. You ever get stitches in your side that just, oh, goodness. Okay, so I am using that 6x6 paper pad. This is a clearance paper pad I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and it's great. It's got great colors in it, so I have no qualms about going ahead and using it here. So there are purpley colors in it, but I'm only showing a tiny little bit of the paper anyway. So it's really just giving me the color. It's not giving me any kind of big icon moment, if you know what I mean. So that is going to matte all of the photos. I do end up using 2 sheets of the 6x6 paper pad to go ahead and get that used up, and that makes me happy. I love the fact that I am using not only my paper from my Making with the Manufacturer series, but I'm also using up other products that are kind of, you know, chilling out in my stash. I do have a lot of 6x6 paper pads, and part of the reason is because I have a good amount of Brutus Monroe paper pads because I am currently on the design team. However, I don't entirely use them all up. Plus, let's be real. What usually happens is they send me the paper pad. I end up using like 98% of it on projects, and then I'm like, man, I really liked that paper pad. I want to use it some more, and I buy it again. So yeah, that's a problem. Is it a problem though? I'm not exactly sure if it's a problem yet. I'll figure that out and let you know. So now I am just arranging where I want the photos to go. Like I said, it is definitely different than what I had originally placed on the layout. What I didn't want was in the sketch, that decorative element kind of stretches across, and the photos are kind of divided to the upper photos and the lower photos. And I did not want to divide my photos into upper and lower photos. So this is how I guess solve that dilemma. Not that it's necessarily a dilemma, but if you were feeling like you didn't want to divide your photos, this might have been a way to go ahead and do that. So this is where I had to grab another floral off of the paper because I need it more. And while I was fussy cutting that large floral, which you did not have to watch me on camera do that, while I was actually fussy cutting that one, I ended up cutting off a bit of the leaf. So I will glue that down separately so there is no, like, it's an abrupt ending of kind of where these little viney leafy things are. So I definitely had to glue that back in place. Okay, so really excited about this layout. I'm loving the way it looks. I'm loving the way it feels. And now I'm going to bring in some products from MK Shop, which is some assemblage required. So here's the thing, you guys. I like using a variety of products, and I like using a variety of textures. So I have these paper things that are cut out. I also have this acrylic, which you can't, it's not coming up great on the video, but you can read it in real life. It's just the way the lighting is and all that fun stuff. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm not worrying about it, so you don't have to either. Now, I'm saying that because I'm adding in these chipboard elements from Dusty Attic, and these I did get from MK Shop as well. So I'm adding those in, but I was going to colorize them, and I decided at the last minute that I'm not going to colorize them. I'm going to go ahead and leave them in their naked chipboard status and just add some wood veneer. And I felt like adding that wood veneer kind of reinforced this natural color of the chipboard. So I didn't feel like anything was too crazy or out of place. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. So I guess I'm just sharing my thought process with you, and hopefully it makes sense in your head too, and you're not going, what in the world is this chick talking about? So we have those down, and now I'm going to also bring in some of these wood veneer flowers. I started to bring in the leaves because I thought I was going to like the leaves with the little twirly hoopy chipboard things, but ultimately I didn't. However, what I did like was adding in these wood veneer flowers around there and just having those two kind of natural colors together. It's just something I ended up really liking the look of. So I'm going to figure out where all of those things need to go, and then I'm going to use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to go ahead and get it down on the page. So the good thing about the Nuvo Deluxe is that it dries clear, and it also dries matte. So if you can see the little globbies that are coming out in the video, it's not a tremendous problem because you're not going to see it when it is actually dry. But you guys know I don't have any patience, so I'm not going to wait for it to dry before I take photos. So you might see the globby bits in the final photos. It's just the way I roll, guys. It's just the way I roll. So once I get these guys on here, I felt like I needed a little bit more sparkle, right? The title is Never Let Anyone Dull Your Sparkle. And it definitely fits in with the theme, especially with Lana making that face at the end of the layout here in the corner. So I kind of felt like I actually did need some sparkle on this layout, right? My one black washi tape is a sparkly washi tape, but I felt like it needed a little bit more. So I go into my stash and grab this box of gems. Now, I do have a video where I use a tremendous amount of these gems. It was Success with Excess, which was just a really short series that I did to try to use up a lot of products in a fun way and not just dumping stuff on a page. So every time I pull these out, I always think, how many of these do I want to put on this layout? And on this layout, I didn't want to put a tremendous amount. I just wanted to add in a tiny little bit of sparkle. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I am having a struggle getting my videos into the 30 Days of Sketches playlist, so I don't know if it's on there. But if I ever get them in the playlist, check it out because there's a lot of people playing along. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.